Hi, this is Anthony Esposito with Red Dragon Cartel, and that just happened.
Hey guys, what's going on? It is Front Row Joe. That just happened here in the parking lot of the Firmament in Greenville, South Carolina. And look who hopped off the bus.
Beautiful parking lot. I mean, it's as far as parking lots go, this is one of the better ones that we've been staying at. We've usually parked the bus in a parking lot, usually outside of some hotel or somewhere that we are able to sneak in and go number 2 in the lobby bathroom. But this is a good parking lot. It's got a lot of food around. It's good.
And you've seen a lot of parking lots.
Yeah, I've definitely spent a lot of time in this tour in parking lots.
If you haven't gathered, this is Anthony Esposito, Red Dragon Cartel. It's been a long journey, man. Patina's out. It's been, 4 years, really, in total, for this album to kind of come to fruition if you're looking at when the last album was out.
Yeah, I mean, we wrapped up the last tour 2015. We started writing for about a week, and then we shut it all down so Jake could take a year to renegotiate all his management agreements and partnerships and recording contracts, and finally, it took a year after that, and then so we've only recorded about a year and a half on this one.
Only a year and a half.
Only a year and a half. But it's where, I mean, we love it, and it's so special to us, and we'd gladly take another 2 years to make it that good, you know?
Yeah. So after working that long and painstakingly working on it, you guys put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. How satisfying is it to get out on the road and to present it to a live audience and blast it from the speakers in a live venue?
Well, we kind of took a different approach with the live thing, where on the record there's a lot of layering of guitars and a lot of background vocals. For live, we completely stripped it down. We wanted it balls in your face, kind of like just bass guitar, drums, and Darren down the middle singing by himself. And the songs actually come across stronger and more intense live than they do on the record. The record is more developed and different nuances, and ear candy pops out the more you listen to it. It kind of grows. But live, it's just in your face. 0 to 100 immediately. It's great.
And as a co-producer and a producer yourself, whenever you're getting an album, putting it together, do you look for those opportunities to say, man, this would be a great song live, so it needs to make it onto the album? Or do you say, you know what, we've got the time in the studio, so we want to put the layers in there and whatever it sounds like live? What's that back and forth in your head as far as that goes?
Well, we wrote the record as a band playing in a room, so we knew that it would transfer live easily because it was written live, more or less. But when you're in the studio, you're thinking about more of a moment lasting forever, and people are going to be able to revisit that moment over and over and over whenever they press play. Whereas live, it's all about that moment, that initial contact, in that guttural response, and then it's gone. Except for all the people that hold their phones up and record it and throw it on YouTube, then it lasts forever. But when you're going for a record, you're kind of looking to create something that's going to remain interesting and remain special and remain good over a period of time, So that's what we try to go about doing.
Yeah, understood. When we talked last time, Jake said a lot of twists and turns, a lot of stuff that you might not expect coming from him, and the fans are just eating it up. They're reveling in the fact that it's so diverse and eclectic. The bass playing, how did that figure into it? Because you grew up playing, being trained on jazz, correct? But
punk and jazz.
Yeah.
But I mean, playing with Jake, he's so musical. And like I said before when we first spoke, it's like we're just trying to get what's in his brain onto tape, And with him, I was always asking, "What are you hearing? What do you think I should be doing? Should I be moving? Should I stay? Should I drive? Should I walk? Should I slide? What are you hearing there?" And he's so musical. He's such a conductor that he made me a better player on this record. Like, he gave me the room and then I would experiment, and then he would say whether it's crap or not. But yeah, no, it was definitely it's a very team effort with him at the helm. Like everything starts and ends with Jake, and he has the bass approach to play with a guitar player that's not such a one-trick pony. Like, he's so diverse and good at so many things that it lends more openness and spots for you to play bass in different ways, which is nice. It was refreshing at this point in my career that I could still grow a lot by working with someone as talented as he is, Yeah.
You kind of came in the latter part of the debut album and the tour that supported that when they were trying out different singers on for Size.
Trying out is the key word. None of them were ever in the band. Yeah. So it kind of looks like we've had all these member changes, which we haven't. Darren came back after we had the revolving door of summer of 2015 singer auditions live, and Darren came back. So there was never a second singer. He was always the singer. And then as far as bass players goes, Jake was super, super unhappy with the initial guy. So he got Greg to fill in for a spot for a spell. And Greg, because of his health, and couldn't pursue it more. Yeah. And that's when I got called in. And then as far as drummers goes, Phil's our second drummer. Yeah. So it's not like we were Quiet Riot with this revolving door of all these musicians. We've had one singer. We've had 3 bass players, kind of 2.5, and 2 drummers. So and I kind of think, like, I wish right now, looking at now the lineup we have now and the record that we did, that the first album never would have came out and never would have happened. It would have started. Jake's comeback would have been this record with this lineup, but I sort of kind of think that it had to go through the motions to get here. But
well, that's interesting that you say that, because a lot of the chatter online says this is more like the debut album for Red Dragon Cartel. It's more cohesive.
I hope they look at it that way. Yeah. I hope they do look at it that way, because this is the other thing was, they had all the different singers on it, all the different drummers, all the different bass players, and yet they were still calling it a band, but it wasn't a band. It was kind of weird. That almost should have been called Jakey Lee, like Slash did with the different singers and stuff. But this, I think, is the first real Red Dragon Cartel record that, it's the way that I am used to doing things with all the things that I've done in my past. It's always been like that, writing in a room and doing it that way. So,
So again, with that trying on and feeling out and what's Red Dragon Cartel going to be, and doing that on the road with the revolving door, now that there's the solid foursome, how does that enable you to really step into the songs when you play them live?
Well, it was the 4 of us that recorded them, so we all feel natural with the parts that we lay down on the record. So when we go do it live, it's our natural instinct. It wasn't somebody else played it that we had to learn it and then try to make it ours or try to adapt to it. And the songs, like, we're not thinking, we're just playing in the moment, and it comes across live. We're a really good live band, and definitely worth coming to see. It's a good lineup.
Yeah, well, certainly can't wait for the show tonight. Certainly appreciate the time, and we like to end with the That Just Happened moments.
Cake this time?
Oh man, I tell you what,
we got a cake.
I'm glad you remember that. That came all the way from Baltimore. That made the trip all the way to Baltimore up to PA. No, but the That Just Happened moments over your storied career, I'm sure there's a lot of them, but is there one that just kind of pops out into your mind that happened? You're like, oh my God, that just happened.
Well, the first 2 weeks of this tour sort of like opened its window to every missed opportunity. We broke down in the middle of the Mojave Desert outside Ridgecrest, California. Ridgecrest is the worst crime city in the country, and the state troopers are like, you broke down in the worst spot ever. And like, we were stuck on the bus hearing people knocking at the bays trying to rip off our luggage in the middle of the night while we waited for the tow truck for the bus. That would be a That Just Happened moment that I'll never forget, and and it's we got a new bus now. It doesn't break down. Yeah, so we're safe. I mean, we shut off the generator, all the air conditioners, so we could hear what was going on inside. And we're sitting on the bus with knives, waiting for these meth heads to break in the bus. It was a trip.
It was Mad Max time.
Yeah, it was like Hills Have Eyes meets Breaking Bad. it was great.
Well, glad those days are behind you. Yeah, awesome. Well, again, thanks so much, Anthony. Really appreciate it. And guys,
thank you for helping us promote the record. We're really proud of it, and we made a special CD, and we really appreciate people like you that are helping us spread the word of the band and get people to listen to it. It was all we want, is people to listen to it. Thanks.
Yeah, awesome. Really appreciate it again. Anthony Esposito, Red Dragon Cartel, and that just happened. Yeah.